All right, let's dive in. Today, we're taking a trip into the amazing forests and grasslands of Asia. Why? Because we're going to meet three of the world's most incredible animals, the continent's own unique rhino species.
So, let's start with a really cool little fact about their name. The word rhinoceros literally tells you everything you need to know about its most famous feature. It comes straight from two ancient Greek words, rhino, which means nose, and keiros, which means horn. It's just a perfect description, isn't it? Nose horn?
Now, you'd probably guess a rhino's horn is some kind of bone, right? Well, get this. It's actually made of keratin. That is the exact same stuff that makes up our own hair and fingernails. Kind of makes these massive, powerful animals feel a little more relatable, doesn't it?
Okay, first up on our tour is the most ancient and, honestly, one of the most unique-looking of the bunch, the Sumatran rhino.
This rhino, well, it kind of breaks the mold. For one thing, it's the smallest of all living rhino species, and it's covered in this reddish-brown hair, which is how it got the nickname, the hairy rhinoceros.
So what really makes the Sumatran rhino stand out? Well, for starters, it is the only rhino in all of Asia that has two horns, and even though it's the smallest, it can still weigh up to 1,000 kilograms. They also have these incredible, almost song-like calls that they use to communicate as they live their quiet, solitary lives in the forest.
Next up, let's meet a rhino that seriously looks like it walked right out of a storybook. This is the Javan rhino, and it's famous for its absolutely incredible, armor-plated look.
People often call it nature's armored vehicle, and you can totally see why. Its skin has these super deep folds that genuinely make it look like it's wearing plates of armor. It's such a powerful and unique look. And with this species, telling the males and females apart is actually pretty simple. The males have one horn, and it's usually pretty small. But the females, they typically don't have a horn at all, just a little bump right on their nose.
Now, this rhino is what we call a browser, which really just means it loves to eat leaves and twigs. And to do that, it's got this cool hook-shaped upper lip that's perfect for grabbing branches and pulling them in. They live a pretty quiet, solitary life deep inside lush rainforests and swamps.
And now for our grand finale. Let's meet the heavyweight champion of Asia, the great Indian rhino.
Whoa, just take a second and look at that number. A fully grown male Indian rhino can weigh up to 2,700 kilograms. That's nearly 6,000 pounds. We are talking about a truly massive animal here.
You might also hear it called the greater one-horned rhino, and you can see why. It just has this formidable, powerful presence. Its thick gray-brown skin creates these immense folds all over its body, just adding to its powerful look.
And the skin itself is just fascinating. Check out the upper legs and shoulders. They're covered in these wart-like bumps. And those deep folds, they're not just for armor. They actually help the rhino regulate its body temperature. It's kind of like having a built-in cooling system.
So unlike the Javan rhino, this one is a grazer. It lives in the grasslands and wetlands of India and Nepal and mostly just eats grass. They've got one really impressive horn that can grow over 50 centimeters long. And here's a surprise for you. For such a heavy animal, they are fantastic swimmers.
Speaking of water, there's one thing that all rhinos seem to share, and that's a love for wallowing. Whether it's in cool water or thick mud, taking a good long bath is a huge part of a rhino's day.
But hey, this isn't just for fun. A mud bath is super practical. First, it cools them down. Second, the mud acts like a natural sunscreen. And third, it's a great insect repellent, keeping all those biting flies away. It's pretty much an all-in-one spa day every day.
So, we've established they're huge. But don't let that size fool you for a second. When a rhino needs to move, it can hit speeds of up to 55 kilometers per hour. That's about 34 miles per hour. That is just unbelievably fast for an animal this big.
I mean, it really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? An animal that has the raw power of a tank, but can also take off with the explosive speed of an elite sprinter. It's just an incredible combination of traits. Okay, so let's bring it all together now. We've met three incredible, really distinct species, and each one has its own amazing set of tools for thriving out there. So let's look at them side by side one last time. You have the singing, two-horned Sumatran rhino. Then there's the armor-plated Javan rhino, where only the males have a horn. And of course, the massive, swimming Indian rhino. Each one is a total masterpiece of adaptation.
When you get right down to it, from hairy skin and armor plates to that surprising speed and a love for mud baths, what we're seeing are these incredible solutions for survival. Each and every trait tells a part of their story. So, which adaptation do you find the most amazing? Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.